FloridaUnityInAction.com, by the way, if you're looking for the website, FloridaUnityInAction.com. One of the things when we set this event up was no politicians are up there talking. No candidates. No candidates.
At all.
Which is a detriment to guys like Adrian. I mean, I'd love to be able to say, let's put Adrian up there. But in an effort of fairness, I don't want to do that because I wouldn't want to give anybody else, any other of the crap heads an opportunity to do that. And if you open it up for one, you got to open it up for all. Now, we've invited all the politicians there. They can go around and walk around the crowd if they want to.
Well, we hope they learn
and
something.
Talk to people. Yeah, I actually would prefer it if they actually sat down and listened.
Right.
Because if there's anybody that needs to understand what's going on, it's them. And with all the groups that we have coming over there, there's a lot of knowledge that they're going to be able to do. I think they ought to sit in some of the breakout sessions with a pen and a piece of paper, start taking some notes, because obviously it's required.
I think we should require, if politicians want to show up, then they have to do at least 3 breakout sessions and take notes.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That would actually be a
that
good
would
idea.
be a good idea.
So, and unlike other events that are going around the state of Florida, all we are charging you is a can of food that we will give to the homeless and not $100. And we'll give you real solutions, and we'll respect your time enough.
And
to
no
give you
political parties, and no candidates, and no
Yeah,
politicians.
we did, and no political parties. So none of them, no Libertarian, no Republican Liberty Caucus, no Democrat Freedom Caucus, no regular mainline Republicans or mainline Democrats or whatever you want to call those people.
Mainline, like it's a drug.
You would leave. Well, they treat government like a drug. Maybe they're the pusher or the dealers. No, not the dealers. What are they? They're the users.
The users.
Yeah, the users. But you would leave, and let me say this, and I've never been able to say this about any other event. This will be the one event that you go to that you will learn about all of the single issues that are going on up there, what you can do about those single issues, how you can get the word out about those single issues, when you should contact your politician about those issues, and what you can do as an individual in your own neighborhood in order to make the changes to support those issues. I do not know of another event that has been done like that in the state of Florida, at least any of the ones that I've been to.
No, and what this does and the way we've set it up is that you can pick the issues that are most important to you. I mean, you're not going to sit there for 3 days and hear about all these issues when you really only care about like 1 or 2 of them. Like, you're going to find the issue that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about beating red light cameras, then you choose that one and you go to that breakout session. If you're, passionate about, legislative and lobbying, then you go to that one. Or, if your passion is the NDAA, then you go to that one. And it's, everyone, if you find the issue, and we say this a lot in politics, a lot of people are issue driven.
Oh, yeah.
They're not about the candidates. They're not about a political party, but they find the issue that speaks to them, that they're passionate about, and that is really where they're going to do the best work. And this is a conference or a summit to let you decide what issues really impassion you, really are like, that's my issue. And then you can learn more and learn what you can do to be more involved and actually try to help that issue.
Yeah, and not just that, though. And where the unity part of it comes in is if we were all going about it in around the same ways, when it comes to election time, if you've done your job in your area, then the election is only just a natural progression of the steps that you've already taken.
Well, because you're going to support the candidate. You're going to support the candidate that speaks most to that issue.
Yeah, but what's funny is that most of the issues that we're talking about, like Real ID, that's another great issue that we're talking about. That was passed by the current legislatures in office. So if that's important to you, then you can't vote for those people.
Right.
Common Core, another big issue right now.
And this has been a big issue. This has been kind of a big argument with me and a few other people that are, that are going to support Rick Scott because he's a Republican and they've signed their loyalty to the Republican Party. Is they're like, well, he's the only one that's going to help us on issues like the Second Amendment and Common Core. And I'm like, well, he's the one that signed the bill stripping Second Amendment rights away from people, and he's the one that signed the bill implementing Common Core.
Yeah. You know what? And that brings up a good point. Thank you, Danielle. One of the great things about this event also is that all of the organizations that we're bringing in are not being controlled by any organization at all. Like, there's no hint of corruption with any of these groups that are out there. I mean, if there was, honestly, I wouldn't let them come in. But there's no these guys are pure. I mean, not pure, but like they're driven on this issue and they're honest about it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the most important thing is you want to follow organizations and groups that are honest and not ones that would – say that they're for things and then go back and
have speakers
and
that
have,
are completely against that.
Again, you shouldn't have politicians at these things. I would say that you should have candidates. You definitely should do events that invite all the candidates and have them come in there and talk. But you know what? Let's iron this other stuff out first, and we'll see if we do this more. We're doing this one October 5th, so I highly suggest if you live anywhere in the state of Florida or around the entire universe for that matter.
Universe.
If you live anywhere on this side of Alpha Centauri, then you should. Well, it's a little far. Okay, if you're on this side of the Saturn, then you should come to this event.
Every time we use the word universe, I think about that contract from the 1025 The Bone thing that we did.
Yeah.
Where, they own the content within the entire universe.
Yeah, within the known universe. Are you kidding me, guys? No, at any rate. But it's really important to be able to go to this event. Because, like I said, you have never seen one done like this. You haven't. You just have not. This is an idea that the three of me, Danielle, Seiko, a couple other people, and just from what we've seen over the time, we come up with this idea of doing it. Now, it wouldn't even have been a reality if it had not been for the conservatives in Pasco County that wanted to do it on an event and had enough respect for us to say, hey, well,
that's a good idea.
We gave them the idea, and they're like, yeah, that's a great idea. So, they should be applauded for that. And it's FloridaUnityInAction.com is the website.
If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.